Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic, and we have some Bachelor Nation news. It's the off-season, baby. What do we got? 7 more weeks before the next season, and we got some speculation on who might be going to the beach for love. What is it? Welcome to Paradise. Love is Blind. Love is Paradise. What's the show called? Bachelor in Paradise. That's right. The hit show here. Follow me on Instagram at DaveNeals. Patreon.com/Dave Neal for behind-the-scenes bonus content. I'll be live this morning around 10 a.m. and every afternoon. Bachelor Rush Hour, the podcast. I'm doing some recapping of American Idol. Are you guys watching this show? I love it, and I need justice for some of the singers that were not voted through. All right, so we're gonna get into Christina teasing what she may or may not do if she does or does not go on Bachelor in Paradise. Is it an interesting interview? No, it's actually really bad, which kind of is where I thrive. Also, Ben Higgins says it's his dream to host Senior Bachelor. I don't know why, but he says, I've wanted to be the host of that show since the moment I first saw the commercial. I said, this is my dream. I'm not trying to take Jesse Palmer away from the show. Just let me be there as the medicine passer outer, or let me figure out what blue pill to put in the bottle. Yikes. Okay, it's yeah, sure. Some elderly people, or I don't even know what age range they're in, but yes, people have medicine and pills for different ailments, but all right. So anyway, that would be what he would do if he was on the show. So Wells is the bartender, and I guess he wants to be the house pharmacist. All right, so let's go here. Christina Mandrell. Who will we see? Christina Mandrell in Paradise, and Christina Mandrell clears up her controversial comments on Charity's group date rose. Let's listen to this one first. These YouTube videos aren't even getting 1,000 views. Why are these podcasts still around? And by the way, this is not a criticism of anyone who's on screen. It's so complicated and difficult to conduct a decent interview through Zoom. These need to be in-person conversations. I interviewed a Bachelor alumni, which I'm going to air on Thursday, in an in-person Driving with Dave episode. I've been, doing these Driving with Dave episodes. Not patting myself on the back. I'm just telling you, the chemistry and the ability to have a good conversation in person is far superior to Zoom. Now, I'm still doing Zoom interviews with people, so I totally get it. It's better than nothing. But you'd think that the show, if they're releasing one episode a week, that they could fly somebody out and do it in person.
I think an example they showed on the episode, maybe you can kind of walk us through it, was when Charity got that group date rose. And yeah. And then you said you were confused as to why you didn't get it. That seemed to make some waves.
That definitely made some waves. So I also would love to talk about that just briefly. So we have the football date. I was there for the right reasons. But if there were a reason that I wasn't there for the right reasons, it would have been for the football game, because it was just it lives rent free in my that was such a special time for me, because to be included on a team with the girls. I traveled a lot when I was little. I never got to stay on a team of any sort, but I love to do sports and athletic things. I went to a community college, and I was married before, so I haven't had this whole big group girl house friend experience, and so to feel included and do all that that meant so much to me, regardless of the win or not. That was so cool. So I'm even
they're not getting paid enough to sit through this. You know what I mean? I don't blame anyone there. They're getting their paycheck, but brutal content here. Brutal.
Afterwards in my interview, just crying, and I'm just we came through, and it meant so much. And I, mind you, I had no clue at this time that the girls were being rubbed the wrong way by me. And so we get to this after party, and right away it's kind of I'm getting that kind of feedback towards me where, hey, we've been staying away from you, whatever. And I'm just wait, what? And I had the same reaction of well, thank you for telling me, because
that is kind of sad. She's a single mom. She's probably insecure about making girlfriends. Maybe she feels out of place because she's got a kid and they don't. And then she finds out they don't like her. Oof.
I didn't know. Let me think about that. So that kind of sent me into the whole little bit of disassociating, a little bit of am I the problem? What have I done? Am I a horrible person? And so there was a brief moment of that, which is scary when you're in this experience. You don't have your family there. You don't have your normal things. And I'm just like questioning everything. And I felt like a monster. And I'm like, wait, what have I done? I don't mean to be hurting people. And then you try to overcompensate.
Look at her cat right here. The cat's sticking into the camera. That's the most interesting thing of this whole interview. Again, I'm not blaming anyone. It's just, why are we trying to talk about this? Why am I even making this video? Because sometimes when I see a bad interview, I'm like, all right, I got to talk about it. Again, it's not no one's fault. It's just too many chefs in the kitchen here.
And, then it just gets worse and worse. Also with I was not drunk. That was like, I don't know if you guys did you guys do the Bachelor Bowl as well? Like, were you?
Oh, I did the Bachelor Bowl.
So I was just beat emotionally and physically. And then we have the drink in our hand, of course, to like be cheersing and stuff. So I think I had one, maybe two drinks, but I was not like drunk. With the charity.
Yeah, I mean, she was accused of being blacked out drunk by a source, right? We reported on that story. And others had said, hey, look, she's a single mom. She's away from her kid for a few weeks. Let her have a few extra cocktails.
She is amazing. We were roommates. We hit it off right away. I am so happy for her. Very looking forward to the season. What I meant by the confusion thing was that I was confused on what I was supposed to say, because I had just had all this feedback from the girls of them saying, you seem fake. You're trying to act like you're happy for everyone, but all this. And so, when asked, how is it that she got a rose? I'm like, I'm confused on what I'm supposed to say. And so that's where that came from. She deserves all the roses in the world. Like, that never bothered me one bit. Okay. Of course not. Like, that's like, even like, it's silly. I get why I have to explain that, but that was never, ever, ever, in question. But there was that, again, misunderstanding, because everyone has it in their head that I'm the bully. Have it out for people. And I'm like, la-di-da. I have no clue that people.
Glad we could clear up that issue that nobody cared about. Again, I don't blame Christina. She's telling her story. It's just an inopportune time for these interviews, because it just doesn't matter. Why? Who's in charge of clickbait? It just feels rudderless, completely rudderless here. Will we see Christina Mandrell in paradise? Everybody wants to know.
You said that if you were to do it all over again, would you want to do it all over again on the beaches of Mexico? Is paradise something that's on your mind?
The fans want to know. The fans
are demanding this.
And selfishly, I want to know too.
I mean, never say never. I mean, if I had like a friend who was thinking about maybe possibly going, you guys have all been. What would you like? What's some advice you would give them, or like, what's the best day bed there that you could call like dibs on?
If I were to make out on a day bed, which is the good one? Which one has the least amount of crabs, both of the ocean and of the crotch?
Shady Acres, right? Is that? I know they have
the middle one.
Yeah,
the middle one. Okay,
the middle one. Yeah,
I'll tell
the
that
middle
friend
one
that.
Okay, so is this friend hypothetically you, or are we?
Yeah.
Could be you.
Yeah.
Okay. And hypothetically speaking, would there be anybody that you'd want to see there? Do you have your eyes on anybody?
That is critical.
We need that. We actually need that information.
Yeah.
It's required.
You don't want to see anyone there. No.
I don't have a type per se. I think in my recent adult dating years, that sounds weird the way you put it.
She's like most women. I don't have a type. Just be 6'1", go deep into the six figures, and tell me I'm pretty. And there's nothing wrong with some security in life, folks. I'm not being jade. My lady settled for me. 5'10". Us short kings out here.
That I
5'11" on a good day.
Yeah, I'm just so open-minded. And I think that, to prove my own point that I don't know what I want, I got married and divorced and all that. So maybe.
I love it. Just to show you, I really have no idea what I want. I've been married, divorced. I did not do well on the reality show so far. Trust me, I don't know what I need.
I don't know. I'm just so I have no expectations. So once again, maybe going in there the wrong way if that friend was going, but I think no expectations, no. Maybe that's the wrong. I don't know. No
so
plan.
Nobody
way to avoid
list.
The question.
I know. There has to be some people that you have your eye on because when you get there, you have to know kind of who to beeline to. I mean, you can talk and be chummy, but things happen fast. All of a sudden you're alone on the daybed and you're like, oh my God, what's happening? So
I called dibs and no one showed up.
Right.
No, I mean, who do you think, if hypothetically speaking, I were to go, who do you think I would be cute with?
Ooh. I don't know. I think the people that I know.
By the way, Mari is really nailing it here.
I mean, Tyler Norris is a dear friend of mine. He's such a cutie pie.
Oh.
He's
really exactly what you're saying. So he's.
Mari went to the Michelle Young School of Podcasting. So they recommend Tyler Norris.
He's like a little cutie pie. I think I might run over him with my loudness.
Right, but he would do anything for you, baby. He would do anything for you. Okay, that's
Tyler Norris builds that basketball game that's good for the carnival, and Christina is a circus, so they might do well together.
Okay.
I'm in the South, and like being raised, like I think I'm over the whole like toxic masculinity. Like if I go on a date, like if I ask a guy on a date, like I'm going to pay if I asked him on a date. You know what I mean?
So she's over the whole toxic masculinity, but then doesn't want Tyler Norris because she would run him over?
Like I want an equal, relationships. It's like a teeter-totter. Sometimes we're going to need to give and take. It doesn't need to be equal all the time. But I don't like the whole, like, he needs to do this for me. Like, I love that
queen
for people that
energy.
need
Queen energy.
Queen energy.
I want to spoil my man. No, I'm just kidding. I want like a partnership, and like that's new to me in my adult life. So that's cool.
All right. Well, I mean, look, if you told me this whole interview was like Chat GPT and this was all artificially made, I'd believe it because I don't know what I just listened to. I'm sorry you guys were subjected to that. Either way, it's barrel scraping season. I've actually got Caitlin Bristow interviewing Gabby Windy. We'll have that up. I've got Love is Blind content, and I'm going to have American Idol recap plus more on today's Bachelor Rush Hour podcast. Go to bachelorrushhour.com or click the link in the description if you want to check that out. We'll be back with more content right after this.